Hello everyone and welcome to Blog Run Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to what is going to just be a quick update with some on some news really that has broken. It was announced sometime around lunchtime. It's been like 7 hours or so since this news broke, granted, but it has to do with the new wage limit that La Liga has assigned to FC Barcelona for the season. And quite honestly, I don't understand what's happening here, and it's worth talking about and just worth asking, like, exactly how are La Liga going about doing this? How are they? What math are they using? Because it feels a bit like the math is not mathing. But yeah, let's just talk about it because like over here you can see this big old chart that's been circulated around, and it's showing here, of course, what the new wage limits are going to be for teams coming into the season. So Barcelona's wage limit is now set at 270 million euros, which, if it seems ridiculously low, it's probably because it is, and it's probably because before this, it was at 648 million euros. Now, that's close to 400 million euros reduction, and you have to wonder, like, what exactly is going on here? How are La Liga justifying this? Especially since we know that over this summer transfer window, Barcelona lost a lot of high earners from the January limit. Is it the February limit of 648? So between February and now, Barcelona's wage bill has shrunk, and it's shrunk by about 140 million euros thereabouts. It was somewhere in the 600s, and now it's down to just about 404, something like that. And here they're now telling us that despite the fact that Barcelona's wage bill has shrunk, and despite the fact that Barcelona had a net positive transfer window, meaning they made more from sales than they spent on transfers, to the tune of 100 million euros as well. So add that 100 to the other 140 that Barcelona saved, and that's at least 240 million, right? So you think that money being saved should mean that Barcelona are more in the green, but no, somehow they're not. It's now sitting at 648. It's now sitting at 270. Sorry, the new limit from 648. And I don't know, guys. I'm having a hard time understanding like exactly how all of this works. And it's difficult, of course, to make any kind of judgments here because La Liga aren't exactly transparent, right? They don't exactly explain or how they do their math and how they come up with these numbers. And it's pretty, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm seeing right now, just somebody had posted a thread on Javier Tebas. Now I don't know if this is immediate reaction to this or this is just a quote from another time when he was speaking, but he was asked when Barcelona situation could return to normal. And let me just read out what he said. It depends on them, being Barcelona, and maybe if they sell a great player, it would be a huge step for them. So, like, first of all, yeah. Anyway, Barcelona has made a very high effort. It has reached around 400 million euros, meaning Barcelona's wage bill, like I had said. This is not a loss-making business, but sometimes things happen that are not foreseen. Barcelona has lowered its squad cost, but it must be taken into account that Barca had to recover the losses of previous years, just like what happens to other clubs. Looking at what's being said here from now, we can properly conclude that this is a statement he's making in the wake of that announcement of Barca's new increasingly low wage limit. Yeah, and anyway, he went on as well to talk about things like João Felix's contract and said one thing is what the clubs pay the players and another is what we calculate for the limit. Depending on the case, there are internal La Liga valuations that adapt these contracts to market price. It is not true that 400,000 euros are being paid to João Felix, that is, but it says much more is being paid to him, and we have valued that contract by much more than 400,000. Here, Javier Tebas is basically saying that Barcelona are maybe under-declaring some of the salaries, and maybe that's what's leading to people being given a false image of what Barcelona's actual spending on the salaries is, as far as what they're not losing. But I mean, if we look at, like I said, how much Barcelona cut from their spending and how much they made from their incomes, you're talking about 240 million euros, and we're not even taking into account the income from winning La Liga and all that other kind of stuff. And basically here Tebas is saying this is all happening because of, the levers Barcelona activated, which for me just, it doesn't track. There shouldn't be a 400 million difference. And I don't know. We'll see exactly how that works out. But as for what it means, this now means that January and Vitor Roque doesn't look like it's going to be happening, to be honest, guys. It's going to be very tricky for Barca to bring in Vitor Roque. And I don't know. Who knows where Barca can go? Doesn't look like they can go anywhere. Clearly here, Tebas is saying Barca need to sell a big player. And we know that he's been insisting that Barca need to sell a big player. He's been mentioned names in the past like Pedri, like Fati, like De Jong. It's honestly quite sad to see that happening. And, I guess it just reminds me why I really need to talk a bit more about football administration in Spain. Anywho, that's that. This was supposed to be a short upload, but apparently it's coming a longer one. So I thank you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this situation. And if you enjoyed this as well, please do hit that like and hit subscribe. We're almost at 5K subs. So thank you again for tuning in. Have a great day. And Forza Barca.